today we are making our escape from this base. And I'm sure they're not going to make it easy on us. Or at least I would hope not, because otherwise, what fun would that be? Alright, let's jump in and see what we're looking at today. All in all, this was an okay stage. The overall stage design was alright, with a decent layout, with some split paths in there to kind of break things up a little bit to get to the final destination there. There were certainly a lot of different traps and obstacles in there, with spike pits, bomb runs, etc., etc. My only real complaint on this is that the transitions felt real shaky at points. There was a couple areas where it just felt like it could have been fine-tuned a little bit. Overall, it's not bad, but it just definitely needed a little more TLC. The enemy placement was okay, with a decent variety in there, although not necessarily the most balanced. There were some points where it felt fairly heavy, and other points where it felt pretty lacking. Really, what this stage needed was a better degree of balance with the placement. None of it was unfair, mind you, it just didn't flow as evenly as it could have. There were only a couple of power-ups to play with in this stage, and that was the Rush Jet and Rush Coil, or their respective equivalent depending on the character you choose. And I'll be honest, there just wasn't anything to really do with either power-up. No real section that would indicate why you would need the flight power-up, and no real point where I felt the coil was needed. They were just kinda there. The main saving grace for this stage was that boss fight with Nightman. I'll be honest, I did not expect it to go as hard as it did, and it was definitely a bit of a surprise. From the conveyor belts, to the spikes, tellies, all of it came up with a very unique fight that, in a lot of ways, could have gone either way. Now, I do think the tellies were a bit much, but they also didn't detract from the fight either. This was a very creative fight, and I was quite impressed. All in all, this is a very average stage that unexpectedly went hard with that boss fight. And that's really all I have to say on here. You have a pretty standard layout, enemy placements, not much to do with the power-ups, even if they were kept to a minimum. But then you get to that boss fight and it's just like, bam! Right in your face. All in all, this is an average stage though.